To set the tone of the event, I request Mr. Rajneesh Garg, MD, India Circuits Private Limited and President IPCA to present the welcome address. Mr. Garg.
श्रेष्ठ, ज्येष्ठ, अनुज, मातृशक्ति, युवा शक्ति, सबका बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन और मेरा प्रेम भरा नमस्कार. Good morning everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome all of you to this important IPCA conference. I am truly honored to have among us distinguished guests Shri 𝗚𝗏𝗃𝗗𝗵 from MeitY, whose heart really beats for electronics and especially PCBs, and he has been working for development of electronics for not a year or two, but decades all through. Shri J.S. Gujaral-ji, a pillar of EMS industry and now committed for PCB growth as well. He is MD of 𝗶𝗃 has SYRMA Group. Shri Niju Vijayan-ji, he is from Aventeum Advisory and is a knowledge partner for this conference, for this exhibition with us, IPCA. And my co-host, Shri Deshraj Bhadana ji, who is Director on MEDEPC. I extend warm welcome to all the business leaders, entrepreneurs, and professionals gathered in the show today. Today is Entrepreneurship Day, 21st of August. A reminder that every PCB, I look at from my perspective, and every PCB we make itself is an act of entrepreneurship, turning raw copper clad laminate into PCB, P precisely connected for business, PCB. All PCB at IPCA, we have always strived to build this spirit through seminars, exhibitions, conferences like this. We connect the PCB fraternity worldwide, encourage industry growth, and represent our sector to the government. What makes PCB truly special? It is its uniqueness and diversity. What is the uniqueness? Is the manufacturing process is complex and arduous. It is similar to precision as is semiconductor. The product is without a branding. It is called unbranded product. It is called a commodity, but we are unconditionally judged by our quality. It's a capital intensive industry, and the revenue to capital ratio at times is as low as 0.9 to 1.5. The PCB is diverse. It diverse products like mobile phones, laptop, telecom, defense, automobiles, to household goods, even to toys. And it's diverse in application. It has high speed, high current, high thermal. I mean, there are a lot of pressures on the PCB. It is diverse in technology, from a simplest PCBs to micron level as compared to semicon. And is also there is a growing challenge on substrate PCB. In India, the large PCB industry contribute about 30% of PCB production, but employing only 5% of manpower. And the small and the medium-sized industries, they contribute about 60% of production with 40% of manpower, whereas the 10% of production in the small and micro sector, they employ about 55% of manpower. This is a very diverse and a people-oriented industry in the small-scale sector. Globally, the scale is immense. The PCB market today globally stands at $92 billion and is projected to be $153 billion by the year 2033 with a CAGR of 5.8%. That's a huge growth. And Asia Pacific region contributes about 90% of the production, with China alone contributing close to about 60%. India is estimated to be about 1% of the production, We import 70%, 75% of our requirement. But then, this gap is our biggest challenge as a PCB maker, and as an investor, this is the greatest potential. And our challenges as PCB makers are very real. We have a heavy reliance on imports of raw materials like copper-clad laminates, inks, chemicals, gold, tin, silver. And the makers of these raw materials or these inputs, they say, since we fall under, the PCB falls under zero duty regime, so those people say that they will be under inverted duty structure once they start producing for PCB. This is one challenge. Second challenge is that we have capital goods, which are, again, we have to depend on out of the country, and they include CNC drilling machines, routing machines, their press equipments, printing equipments, optical inspection equipments, electronic equipments. All these are largely imported. Another challenge is a limited high-end testing facilities in the country, which makes quality assurance harder. Yet another, quality standards and safety standards are vital for PCB industry. We, as an industry, we depend on ISO, IATF, MIL, AS, ZED, BIS, UL standards. But every time we adopt global standards like UL, it means outflow of foreign exchange, strengthening Indian standards, particularly BIS and Z, Marwaha sahab, will keep more value at home. Similarly, establishing higher-end testing labs for PCB and their raw materials, both PCB and raw materials, with a government support is urgently needed. At the same time, it is heartening to see that the Government of India actively supporting electronics manufacturing with CapEx and OpEx incentives. State governments are multiplying these efforts. States like Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, UP is among them. Today we have people from Gujarat electronics sector as well, who are here to see that if there are people interested to invest in Gujarat. There are still hurdles like the anti-dumping duty on Chinese import being circumvented, which undercuts local manufacturing, but in the long view, encouraging local manufacturing is not optional. It is essential, not just for economic growth, but for national security. As our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji says, vocal for local, make in India, these are just not slogans. They are the path to Suraksha and Swabhilamban and Atmanirbhar Bharat. A good news is momentum is building up. Investments committed to PCB sector over the next 2 years are more than 4 times the investments made so far. Over 8,000 crore rupees, largely focused on high-end and high layer count PCBs, have been committed. Yet even this, imports will continue unless our mindset, the mid-sized companies, those who are already producing 60% of the Indian PCB requirement are supported. They are ready to expand immediately, but they need a stronger collaborations and hand-holding by PCB users and OEMs. For me, personally, PCB is not just an industry, it's a lifelong passion. I often call it pure creative business because it is all about building the invisible backbone of every electronic system with precision, creativity for broader good, PCB. Friends, the challenges are many, but they are highlighting the immense potential that lies ahead of us. With industry, government and global partners working together, India can carve its rightful place in the PCB world. In the end, with a simple reminder, यही समय है, सही समय है, भारत का अनमोल समय है. The time is now, the opportunity is right. Welcome once again and thank you for being part of this journey. Thank you.